Hey guys, and in today's video I'm going to be going over an update about my Eonon head unit. The model number for this head unit is 8A150A. This is an Android head unit that has a 7-inch display and is running Android 7.1. In today's video I'm going to be going over what I think of it after using it for a few months, any pros, any cons, anything I really dislike, and possibly I might be upgrading to a 9-inch radio, and if that happens I will be giving this radio away on my channel. If you guys want to see that happen, smash that thumbs up button below. And without any further ado, let's get into today's video. So this is what my head unit looks like. It's an Eonon head unit that matches the styling of the BMW e46. And the first big gripe I have about this radio is, let me show you. It's the actual boot time of how long this radio physically takes to turn on. It is so slow. It is painful. So let me show you. So let's shut it off. So I took the key out. You can see how long it is taking to boot up, and that is one thing I do not like about it. That does the BMW logo, then the Eonon logo. I wish it would just do the BMW logo. I think that'd be much cooler just to do the BMW logo. And as you can see how long it's taking to turn this thing on. It's taking a while, and it's just jumping into Google Maps because that's what I had last open. But still, I'm still loading in the launcher, and it's finally booted up. And that's my other gripe about this. It kind of goes into recent apps that you've had open just for no reason. I don't really understand why it does that, but that is one annoying feature about this radio. Overall, the speed of it isn't bad. So if I'm just let me show you. If I'm just like navigating through things, so if I want to bring up my Bluetooth, that's pretty quick. Radio, pretty quick. Anything like my apps, so let's say I want to go to, here, let's just say if I want to go to that launcher. Everything's pretty quick about the radio. It's just the overall speed of turning on, and I don't know why. There are some things you can do to actually speed up this radio, but the reason why I haven't done it is because you have to root the device, and that brings me to another thing that I do not like about this radio. It's Android. You should be able to root the device. You cannot root this device for some weird reason. No one has been able to figure out how to root this specific Android device, and I don't know why. And it's kind of annoying because I can't speed up the boot animation, so I'm stuck with that insanely slow boot animation. It's just painfully slow. Another huge gripe I have about this radio is this Eonon logo right here. I've wanted to take that logo off for so long, but I haven't found out a good way of doing it without stripping the entire paint off this radio. And having that off would just make it flow so much better for the design language. Like, it fits so well, this radio. These bars right here just match up. It just follows the trim line all right here. All these buttons it goes really well with the car, I personally think. But the logo of just Eonon right there does not go with it. So that is another thing. Some things they have done to make this, I don't really like the user interface of the Eonon head unit, this one that's running Android 7, or I think it's 7.1. I actually added this launcher, and this launcher is more of a BMW-esque launcher, and again, it's not perfect iDrive, but it looks more something that you'd find in a newer BMW, so I did add it. It has my time, it has all my apps that I use, and it does have this. It tells you how fast you're going. Well, it's not based off the actual accelerometer, it's based off of your GPS, so it's kind of a guesstimate of how fast you're going. It's pretty accurate, but not 100%, especially if you speed up really quickly. It's definitely not telling you the right speed initially. And then this is how I get to all my apps. I can just see them all right here and click them, and it works better for me personally than the old layout that it comes with. I just think it looks better, and there's other ones. If I remember, I'll drop the link to this specific Android launcher that I do have. And now bringing me to my next point is the steering wheel controls. While the steering wheel controls work pretty good, I'll show you that, I might not be able to show you, but if I can turn the volume up, that's great. I can change the channel, which is great. But sometimes if I'm listening to my phone and I go to change the channel, if I was to click the channel, sometimes if I go to turn my volume up, if I was to turn the volume up while listening to my phone, it will actually change the channel too. And that is such an annoyance to me that I have a song playing and then I click the steering wheel control button and it changes the song. It doesn't just turn up the volume instead. This is a very big annoyance, and I haven't had any problems with the stock radio. When I first had the stock radio, it would not do this whatsoever. It wouldn't, if I was listening to the radio, it wouldn't just change the channel when I'm trying to turn up the volume. And I know I'm pressing, in the beginning I thought I was just maybe pressing the channel change button, but I wasn't indeed pressing the volume button, and it just, sometimes it gets confused, and I do not like that about this radio. Now the next thing I want to mention is, I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys, but let me see. So if I click home out of here and bring up all my applications and close them all, sometimes when I turn up the volume, I don't know if you can hear it, the volume's up all the way, I hear some sort of interference. And this is really a pain to me, that I hear interference when there's no signal. Some sort of signal is being emitted out of this radio that is causing interference, and I did not have this with my last radio, and I did check all the connections multiple times. Sometimes it's worse, but I don't know if you can hear this. Let me try to put you guys next to the speaker to hear it. It's just kind of a buzzing sound. You may or may not be able to hear that, but if you can, that it's a buzzing sound. I can't really recreate it. It's very quiet, but it's still an annoyance. Now I want to move on to one of my favorite things about this Eonon head unit. And it's not necessarily the specific head unit, but it's the fact that this head unit is running Android. And that is because I can have an Apple CarPlay, a dongle, to actually get Apple CarPlay or Android Auto on this old radio, and that is awesome. Now, I know it doesn't have anything to do specifically with the radio, but I'm not really experiencing any issues with it. But what I do want to say is how quick and speedy it is running on this head unit. It is so quick, and that is a tribute to the actual processor that this radio has. Like, everything I do is lightning quick with it, and I think the processor in this thing is very, very quick, which attributes to having that quick interface for CarPlay or even Android Auto if you're using it. But so that would be an upside of how fast this processor. And this radio is no means a bad radio. I personally do like the radio. Just some of the things doesn't really do it for me, and that's why I think I want to upgrade to a bigger display. Like, the interface is old. It's running Android 7.1. I'd like to upgrade to something newer, something like Oreo. And I've heard other people have some issues with some other companies' radios. I haven't really had any button issues. Some people complain that their buttons stop working on some of these other radios that are made by other manufacturers that do look the same. I haven't had any issues with that. The hands-free calling works very good. I actually put a microphone. I have a microphone up there that I did wire in, and it works really well. It's just routed through here, all the way through here, down my C post, down the C column, and under the dash, and leads back to here, along with the GPS and Wi-Fi antenna. They have all worked awesome. I haven't had any issues with the Wi-Fi. I haven't had any issues with the GPS module, and I haven't had any issues with the microphone. From as far as I can tell, it sounds good. It works. The steering wheel controls work with it, so I'm really happy with the way that works. And not only that, that this radio, I don't have an SD card in there now, but sometimes I do put some storage on the SD card, and I can put more stuff. That's kind of how I load apps and stuff on here, is through the SD card. And it does have USB ports. I'm using the front mini USB port right now, but the only other little con, I guess, this radio has is it doesn't have physical USB ports on the back like some of the other Android radios have. It has these I want to say there's some sort of connector that Eonon makes, or some sort of connector that's harder to get, that plugs into a USB. So you have to have a cable into a USB. It's not a huge deal for some people. For me, it's not really a big deal. I wish there were some dedicated USB, because that just, it allows more issues for problems, because as you can see right here, I have a mini USB going to a full-size USB, then going to the adapter. Going right to the from USB to the adapter would be a little nice in my opinion, but I mean, what are you going to do? It's just the design of the radio. It does work, and that's about it. So the next thing I do want to talk about is the lighting on here. I know you guys are not going to be able to see it, but these buttons that light up, the orange color, match the BMW ones so well. I mean, they might be a little brighter because the car is old, but I know it's daytime, so it's kind of hard for you to see, but they match the car insanely well. It's awesome job. I just think it helps the design language so well that these buttons match. You can change the color of them. I do not change the color. I leave them the stock color of the BMW because I like it to look OEM. But yes, you can change the color of these to be whatever color you want. I can change them to be blue, and you can see they changed blue. You can change them to be green. I'm going to leave them not orange, that reddish orangey color that they came with from the factory. I do love that. And you can, another thing I should mention is I have not experimented with it, but you can change the boot animation on this radio to a different BMW logo, or not even BMW logo at all. You can change it to whatever you want it to be, and I find that pretty cool. I think I might change it to the older style E46, the stock navigation boot up screen where it says, like, it spells out BMW with that old style like lettering in the lines. I think I might change it to that just because it brings back to the roots of this car, what it actually came with back in the day. As far as the CD player, I have not used it, so I can't really say too much about that. I have not used the onboard mic. If you don't want to run a mic, there actually is an onboard one. Right, focus. There's an onboard one right there if you'd like to use that instead. But other than that, I don't have much else to say. Overall, I do like this radio, like I said, but I think I do want a bigger radio. The 9-inch one just looks cooler. It's all of this and just up. If I do plan to upgrade, I will be giving this one away, like I said, so just stay tuned for that. That's about it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, as always, put them down in the comments if you guys are saying, if you want to know my overall opinion of a different radio or something else like that, it might be able to help you. And smash that thumbs up button if you want me to get a new radio, get a 9-inch radio. I'll obviously do an install review of that, and I will be giving away this old radio. If you guys want that to happen, smash that thumbs up button, and I'll see what I can do. Overall, I do like this radio. It was not a bad purchase, I'll have to say, to anyone that wants a newer style radio for their car, whether you have a just business class BMW C or you do have the stock navigation. I think this is a huge upgrade over it, and it does work well for the most part. There's just a few flaws, and some of them are just a deal breaker for me, like the speed. I cannot deal with the boot animation speed. It takes forever. It is snappy when I'm in it, but that is so slow that I cannot deal with how slow that is. So if there's any other questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We almost have 7,000 subscribers. Let's keep it up. You guys have been killing it lately. The comments, liking, everything. I try to get back to as many comments as I can. But yeah, that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.